Just in case. Just in case. If not, I'll sit there.
My father got most of it.
That'll be all right.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to our grand reopening of Borino Park. We're joined today by Pat's husband, Ken, his sons, Chris and Vincent, his daughter-in-law, Erin, and grandchildren, Alexa, Alyssa, Krista, and Cassie. I missed you. On the dog hero. Mike gave me a few things to say about Pat. We'll lead up to them in a few seconds, but first I'm going to talk about the park that almost wasn't. This park started 2.5 years ago. COVID, of course, slowed everything down, and a couple weeks ago, our engineers, who were lucky enough to have one who lives in town, Pete Panucci, and Joe Pamonti, said, oh, the park's going to be open in about a week or two. And the first thing Pete and I said is, okay, it's going to be open for the picnic, right? So we were excited. My wife wasn't excited because all I did was talk about it, but then we get a phone call last Thursday. They don't have enough of the rubber for the park. They tell us they have another color that we can use, red. We said, great. Then Maureen calls me at 3:30 and tells me that they don't have enough red either. So the park that was supposed to be all red and black like Roseland is now yellow and red. But we got it done. I'd like to thank Maureen Chumakis, Mike Calitti, Chris Critchett. They were all here with us throughout this. My fellow council members, Council President Eileen Fishman, Councilwoman Tolley, Councilman Barty, Councilman Frida, and Councilwoman Parati, and of course Councilman Trilla. The great thing that we're trying to do here in Roseland is continue to make us a first-class town while still keeping that small town feel. And things like this, reopening of parks, investing in our infrastructure, investing in our town, pays dividends in investing in our community. It makes people continue want to live here and stay here. You know, a lot of people, when I hear people say, you know, we chose Roseland because of the small town feel and everything that's going on in town, that's great. I had a resident tell me 2 weeks ago, they actually are staying in town because of all of the great things that we're doing. And I think that's even more of a compliment. Now about Pat Borino. Pat worked for Recreation and Parks for 25 years, from 1983 to 2008. She actually worked for Recreation before it was a full-time department, and actually before Mike Calitti was involved. She worked with all 3 Recreation directors, Gary Sykes, Mark Sweeney, and Mike Calitti, who happened to celebrate his 30th year of service to the borough a couple weeks ago. You still hit like it's 1984. She was the secretary for our Recreation Committee, and she assisted in heading up many of our passive programs, such as the annual Senior Citizen Luncheon, which Mike, you can participate in soon, and various day troops throughout the year. As a volunteer in her early days, Pat was in charge of the Roseland Raiders cheerleading program, which has now been unified with Essex Fells and North Caldwell, and now is called the West Essex Cowboys Association, which my daughters took a part of, and it's a first-class organization. Pat loved Rod Stewart, and most of all, her family. But the most important thing when I told Mike that we were going to reopen this park and rededicate the park to Mrs. Borino, I'm on the phone with Mike and he says to me, Panda Bears. I said, Mike, what? He said, Panda Bears. I said, Mike, I don't understand. I said, it's lunchtime, or you're off, or what do you? He said, no, she said she loved Panda Bears. We have to have Panda Bears on the sign.
Going to be short. Now, I want to thank the council first of all. I want to thank, this is a great council. I've seen a lot of council, and I keep saying this. I don't have to say anything. That would be the nice thing to do if I didn't agree, but I do. And I want to give them accolades so they deserve it. They've done a lot. They've been very supportive of recreation, but they've done a lot for the town. So you see how fast, after COVID, how fast these things are getting done. This facility, that facility, and there's more to come. So I can't say enough. And we're family. You'll hear that term several times, but feels good to have family again. Pat, what can I say? Loving, caring, respectful. And she is missed by many people. I feel like Jack Sayers. Where's Rosemary? Jack does the same thing I do. Her and I were family, not co-workers. She welcomed me when I came here, and it was nothing but sincerity, and she was a classy lady. Knew how to turn me down with my Italian fluctuation and how I was, and knew how to lift me up all the time. So to me, she was, as I say, family and wonderful. She had an affectionate smile, and for many years, in a way, she was the face of Roseland Recreation. A person came to the office and she'd remember special events in their lives. Later on, when they come in again 6 months later, she'd ask, how did that go? Or how is your uncle doing, or whatever. You can't say enough about her. And Kenny, it is true, she was a wonderful person, no matter what you think. I used to hear how many times she was not talking to Kenny every so often. So, but she loved her family very much. She couldn't have enough granddaughters, that was another thing. Loved her granddaughters, loved her sons. And she was very forgiving, but if you ever did anything to her family or her friends, you're gone. That's it. So, now, on that note, I just want to say, this is well-deserved. It's a nice facelift, and her being named after this playground, well-deserved. Wonderful person, wonderful family. They're an asset to this community. So, love you guys, and bring them up for the unveiling, right?
Before we go to the unveiling, I'd also like to recognize former Mayors Pacio and Leonard are here with us today to join us. Thank you for being here. We're going to now go over and we're going to unveil the sign. After we unveil the sign, we have something else we have to do before we actually unlock the park. So, I don't know what members of the Borino family want to take the cover off the sign.
Come on in. You ready? Yeah. Yeah.
Something to me?
Yeah, they did it because it flew off. I don't know what the thing looks like. Wait, I want under that. We're going to put you under that. Don't tell us. I bet you $50 you didn't know under that.
You're going to pull her off, Ben.
Yeah, free.
Now, before we actually unlock the park, I'm going to ask Mike Colletti to join me. If you notice, we're going to reopen our multi-purpose court also. So if Mike and the council could join me and everyone could just walk down. Quick.
You want to get in there? Get in there.
If everyone could just join me down here for 1 second.
Gotcha. Oh, my gotcha. Please see.
Where I think your husband like almost.
Mike has been with us for 30 years. Okay? Mike knows how involved we are in the council of recreation. And he knows the speed we're going and the things we want to accomplish, and he's all for it. It's take a little while for us. We have our little family disputes, I would say, but at the end we all have the best intention for the town, and that's to make Roseland a better place every day, which we do. Mike celebrated 30 years the other day. I know a couple weeks ago, I know his family took him to dinner. The 30-year balloons are still in his office. He's very proud of it. But for his dedication to the borough of Roseland and the kids and the rec department, this will now be known as Colletti.
phone again, I'm not gonna lie.
You gotta talk
You can project.
You're good.
I just want to say I'm blessed. I can't believe you were able to get them here. I'm in a town I love, doing what I love, and I gotta thank everyone, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for everyone else. With the people I love.
All right, let's open up this park.
Oh, we're going down the slide track.
Better give this one. Let me go see my family. Welcome, see?
The other losses in the back. I took the chain and locked it back in. It's still hilarious.
You got keys, right?
Keys in the lock and the keys in that lock. They open the back.
I know exactly back. That's bad.
That's the future.
It's not open yet. He's doing
Another day in the life.
Let's go.
Living the dream, living the dream. Good. How'd Derby go? Good. All good? Good. So I couldn't get there last night, man. It's all right. It was easy. Okay, you went a couple hours? Okay, I think you can make that.
This is amazing.
How did I know Emma was going to be on top of that thing automatically? The first one up there, right?
You guys did a great job. Great job. Yeah, Roger! Jump!
Thank you for coming to watch us play.
Oh, beautiful. Right?
I love you. Where's the button? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, the rock climbing. Yeah.
What does this thing do?
She was teasing me, said there's a button that goes back.
That's my favorite part is the
Angela, you look good. I'm going to go and join my new friend.